Welcome to the basement plant starting nursery. What we have here is, hey, there's a little fly there, pepper starts. We started these 3 weeks ago, and as you can see, they've popped up. They have a first set of true leaves on them. And what we do is in our little saved little 6-packs, we put 2 seeds per hole. Just kind of as a little insurance. And as you can see, 2 came up, 2 came up, 2 came up, 2 came up, 2 came up but died, none came up. It was the exact same thing in this 6-pack. I had 2 seedlings in each. Okay, that one's looking a little worse for wear. That one may not make it now. But so what we do, instead of wasting one of these seedlings and just pinching it off or just ripping it out and what have you, we transplant them. So what I'm going to do is, of these 2, I'm going to take one out, put it in here. I'm going to take one of these out, put it in here. I'm going to take one of those out, put it over here, one of those out, and put it over there. I did the exact same thing to this a couple of days ago, 3 days ago now. So each of these had 2. I took one out, planted it over in this one. And for the most part, they're fine. Okay, that one's a little bit worse for wear. And like I said, that one over here, a little worse for wear. But generally speaking, fine, healthy transplants. And I say not wasting a seed or a seedling. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. So right now, this 6-pack, what I'm taking out of, is on the drier side. Okay, this 6-pack that I'm going to is on the wetter side. Now I've got 2 right here. I'm going to leave those be for now because they're a little on the small. They don't have a true leaf set yet. And in this one right here that you really can't see, there is one that's threatening to pop above the soil, so I'm going to leave that pot alone. Okay, so these ones are definitely dead. They're not coming back. Just going to get rid of those. Okay. I'm going to wet that soil just a little bit in my super high-tech waterer. Got a little bit of moisture in that one, a little bit of moisture in that one, because that's the cell that I'm going to. I'm going to this one, that one, maybe that one. Okay. I'm going to make a hole. Again, another high-tech tool. This is a pencil, nice and deep. Okay. Same thing right here. I'm going to make a hole. This is a little bit dry over here. A couple more drops of water in there. A couple more drops of water in there. Make a hole. Make a hole. Now, okay, these 2 are fairly far apart. Those are going to come apart nicely. These 2 are not. These 2 are right up next to each other. These 2 are right up next to each other, and these 2 are about a little bit of distance. So in theory, the one that's further apart, move you there, should be easiest to get apart. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to try to get this one just because I can get my fingers on it just a little bit easier. Just using my handy dandy pencil, digging down as I gently pull up on the seedling. So there we go. There's all its roots. Almost has the length of the root. It's almost taller than the plant itself, which is fantastic. I'm going to take it over to this hole that I just made, and I'm going to make sure that all of those little white roots go down in that hole that I made, and I want to put it right about the depth that it was. And I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to tamp it down just a little bit because I don't want any big air pockets, and I want it to be in there nice and firm. Okay, then I'm going to come back to the one where I just plucked it out, and I'm going to tamp down just a little bit on that to kind of fill up that void that just came out of there. And then I'm going to water both of them back in. And just a few drops, just a few drops, just a few drops. And again, especially come back to the one where you plucked it out of, because the sister one that you took it away from, you want that one to not have any stress, even though we just pulled a bunch of dirt out from around it. Okay, so we want to make sure that's nice and moist. After I'm done with the process for all of them, I'm going to come back and I'm going to re-water them again. Okay, but now I'm going to show you on these two that are very tight together. Okay, again, I already have my hole set. I'm going to come in on this one, and I'm going to get my pencil down in there, pry up, and honestly, whichever one comes out easier is the one that's going to go. These two are not going to come out easy at all. That's okay. So they're both out. I'm going to gently separate them. I'm going to put him there for now. Put him over here, all his little white roots down into the hole, all the way down. Bury him as deep as he was when we took him out. Get him nice and in there. And this was the one that we were going to leave. Now I want to redo my hole here because I kind of disturbed it a little bit. Get out of the way. Make sure all of the little hair roots are buried. Now he's not going to really probably stand up very well because again, this soil was on the drier side. However, if we water him, a few drippy drops, okay, all the way around him, get him some moisture. Okay, he's going to look a little wilty for maybe a day or two, but he's going to be fine, I promise you. Back a little bit to him, a little bit to that one. Okay, so a couple of these ones that I did, again, a couple of days ago, because I wanted to show you, looked bad. I didn't think they were going to make the transplant because they were all flopped over. Didn't look good at all, but they're fine. Okay, they are a-okay. Okay, so we just did this one, that one. We planted those. So now I've got 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here. And those are going to come over here. So this soil is a little bit on the dry, so I'm going to make my hole. A little bit of moisture in the hole, a little bit of moisture in the hole. Going back over again. These two are very tight. This is going to be a bad angle, sorry. These two are really tight. So I'm going to end up disturbing a lot of root, all the root. Because these two are really, really tight. Okay, so they all came up as one. That's okay. I'm going to slowly, gently keep as much mass on each and just however they want to come apart. I'm not going to force them. Okay, all the white roots, all down in the hole. Bury it back to the height that it was at. A little pat down. It's okay if it's a little off kilter, it's fine. Okay, again, pick this one up. Make a new hole for him because we just disturbed the heck out of him. Get all his little hairs back in there. Pack it in ever so gently. Okay, and give him a drink of water. A little more for you, and a bunch for you. Okay. And the reason I get it slightly drier before I take them out is because they tend to come apart. They seem to come apart just a little bit better. They tend to not quite, I found they don't quite stick together as much when the soil's really nice and moist. When the soil's really nice and moist, they tend to kind of ball up and really, really stick together. Because I know I may, in cases like that where I'm taking them apart, I want to be able to gently, easily pull them without ripping the hairs. When it's wet, I tend to rip the hairs, so when it's a little bit drier, it doesn't rip quite as much. Okay, so new hole. Here's two over here that are kind of right together. I might be able to get one out without the other one coming out. I think he's going to come. Sometimes you got to dig a little bit deeper. Nope. Nope, these are both going to come out together. Okay. Again, keep as much of that dirt down in there because I can... This is going to be one big fat dirt ball. Okay, that's okay. Just gently get those apart. Bring new guy over here. Oh, he's got a lot of hair root. Make sure that hole is nice and big for him because he's got a lot of root. Get him in there. Tuck all those hairs in. And then kind of pack him in there. And he'll be okay. And this guy, we're going to have to redig his hole. Not too bad, actually. Get in there. You get back over to your cell. Get in there. He's going to be fine. Oops. Get in there, get him some water. A little bit of water for you. A little bit for you. Actually, I think some of that belonged to this cell. I'm gonna give him a little bit more dirt here in a second because I think a good bit went with this neighbor that we took out. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of extra starting mix here, which I happen to have. I keep in a tote. He's not even going to get this much. It's just going to be, oops, just a little bit. Okay, and if you think you lost a lot out of your cells, you can go ahead and put in a little bit more. This is basically a 50-50 mix of starting mix. It's a seed starting mix and a potting mix. Because we use it also when we do potted plants. Keep that in a tote. So now I'm going to come back and I'm just going to kind of gently, again, water him in just to get this a little bit more compact in here. I gave him a little bit more, so we'll give him a little bit more drink. He got, here, get that dirt off that leaf. And again, these they don't look really good right now, right? That looked like that did some harsh damage to them. But they'll be fine. And my proof of that is these ones right next to it. Because I literally did the exact same thing to this 6-pack over here. And they're all back upright, looking fantastic. That one, fine, not so much. This one, it's got still a decent true leaf over here. I also did adjust the light cycle a little bit. The light cycle down just a hair. But as far as these being flopped over, bent over, they'll come back. And they'll be fine. I have no doubt. So when we sow 2 seeds per slot, just for insurance, I hate to just pinch off that second one. Whichever one looks a little stronger after a week. They both look great to me, so I like to plant them out into another cell. And then it's not a waste. All right, that's it. Have a good day.